Good morning, all of you. As you know that we start our day with the chanting of Gayatri Mantra. So now you just take position and start Gayatri Mantra.
भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्
So now we were doing the chapter agriculture, which was incompleted during the vacations. So vacations. So now we'll start the topic from the reforms because that is the most important topic. So I'm sharing the screen regarding this, and that is and the reforms, that is technological and institutional reforms, it will start. So whenever we are talking about the reforms means changes. This we have already done, but we are just taking a recap. Is it visible? Is it visible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Yes,
now,
ma'am.
when we are talking about the reforms, so reforms means automatically that is changes. So when we got independence in 1947 and 1951, the government has started making plans for the development of the economy, and for this, the most important development for India was related with agriculture. So now, agriculture reforms were in two parts. First is technological, and another is institutional. And I think you must be aware about the what is technological reforms. What do you mean by technological reforms? What is technological reforms? Yes, Akshat, what is technological reforms? Technological reforms that is related with the technology, yani introduction of new technology. And whenever we are talking about the institutional reforms, so institutional reforms, that means reforms related with the land. So this we have already discussed. So agriculture, which has been practiced in India for thousands of years, unless and until we will not take sustained uses of land. And sustained uses of land means that is for the future use also. So for this, institutional changes were introduced in India. और institutional changes क्या थे? Institutional changes, that is collectivization, consolidation of holdings, cooperation, and evolution of zamindari system. So that were given priority to bring about institutional reforms in the country after independence. So first 5-year plan, the aim was land reforms, and especially right of inheritance. If you remember the meaning of this was in intensive substances farming में था आपका ये right of inheritance had already led to fragmentation of land holdings, and for this it was necessary to consolidate of holdings, land holdings. So first हमारा हो गया institutional reforms. After that we will go to the technological reforms. We have introduced the land reforms, but still but still we require technological reforms because laws of land reforms were enacted, but implementation was lacking. But it was not appropriate. So Government of India introduced some agriculture reforms, some agriculture reforms to improve Indian agriculture in the 1960s and 1970s. As you have studied earlier also, last year also we have discussed about the Green Revolution. After late 1960s, Indian government have given stress on to increase the agriculture production. और एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्शन को इंक्रीज करने के लिए द मेथड्स दे हैव अडॉप्टेड दैट इज कॉल्ड मॉडर्न फार्मिंग मेथड्स. So Government of India embarked upon introducing agriculture reforms to improve Indian agriculture in 1960s and 1970s, and Green Revolution based on use of packaged technology. And White Revolution that means increase of milk production. So these are the two strategies adopted by the government to improve Indian agriculture. But this Green Revolution was concentrated in few selected parts. Some areas. So after that, in 1980s and 1990s, this is the third phase of reforms. First phase of reforms was 1950 to 1960s. Second phase was 1960 to 1970s. First phase में क्या था? That is institutional reform. Second phase 1960-70s, that is technological reform. And 1980s and 1990s, a comprehensive land development program was introduced, which included both institutional and technological reform. And in this comprehensive land development programs included provision for crop insurance against calamities, establishment of Grameen banks, cooperative societies, and bank for providing loan facilities to the farmers. At lower rate of interest was steps taken by the government. Along with this, other steps were also taken by the government. This we have already discussed. That is Kisan credit cards, personal accident insurance schemes, were some other schemes introduced by the government of India. And the purpose was benefits of the farmer. And after that, special weather bulletins and agriculture programs for farmers were introduced on the radio and television, which you can see as we are putting. Along with this, the government also announces MSP, that means minimum support price, for the betterment of the farmer. Along with remunerative and procurement prices for important crops, so that they can control the exploitation of farmers by the middlemen. So these were the steps taken by the government, that is reforms, and that is having 3-4 phases. After that, one source-based topic is there in your book, that is Bhutan. It's a Hindi name. Bhu means land, Dan means donation. That is Gram. And this movement, this is called movement. We have studied about Green Revolution, White Revolution, French Revolution. The same manner, Bhutan is also called bloodless revolution. Bloodless revolution, that means transformation, badlav, change. Who was started this movement? The movement was started by Vinoba Bhave. He was the spiritual heir of, that means he was the, Mahatma Gandhi declared him as his spiritual heir. जैसे generation to generation आप देते हैं अपना विरासत दिया. He also participated. Acharya Vinoba Bhave also participated in Satyagraha movement started by the Gandhijis, which we have already studied in history. He was one of the veterans of Gandhiji's concept of Gram Swaraj. In history also we have discussed about, according to Mahatma Gandhi, unless and until rural areas will not be developed, the development of economy cannot be possible. So we have to give, fight for the freedom of Swarajya for Gram. So Vinoba Bhave was also inspired by his ideas.
टीचर्स की क्लासेस है
Once he was at Andhra Pradesh.
हमने बोला
Once he was taking a meeting after the country independence. He was visiting around the country. So when he was at Andhra Pradesh and delivering a lecture at Panchpalli in Andhra Pradesh, that is a small village. So at that time, some poor landless villagers demanded some land for their economic well-being. They were landless farm villagers, or we can say laborers. Since Vinoba Bhave, he was not having any political powers, so he could not promise it to them immediately. अब वो कोई उनको promise तो कर नहीं सकते थे since he was not a part of the government, but he assured them to talk to the government of India regarding provision of land for them if they undertook, और कब करेंगे, if they will do cooperative farming. So suddenly one rich farmer of that village, Sri Ramchandra Reddy, stood up and offered 80 acres of land to be distributed among 80 landless villagers. And this act known as Bhudan. अब एक ने start किया, so after that, Vinoba Bhave encouraged other farmers. So later he traveled. So whenever जहाँ जहाँ भी जाते थे, he traveled and introduced his ideas widely all over India. Some zamindars, क्योंकि before independence, during the colonial period, zamindari system was there, and after independence, government of India abolished zamindari system, but still, the previous zamindars were having large areas of land. So some zamindars, owners of many villages, offered to distribute some villages among the landless. So they also offered some land. And that's why it is called Gramdan. However, many landowners choose to provide some part of their land. So landowners, big landowners provide some part of their land to the poor farmers due to their fear. क्योंकि उनको डर था of land stealing act. But the Bhudan Gramadon movement initiated by Vinoba Bhave, that's why it is known as bloodless revolution. And after that, our next topic. The next topic is related with contribution of agriculture to the national economy, employment and output. If you remember, we have done little bit in economics, chapter number 2, sectors of Indian economy. What is the contribution of agriculture? There was 3 graphs in your economics, chapter number 2. This is also the same, like this. As we are aware, when we are talking about the agriculture, contribution of agriculture to national economy or employment. So contribution to the national economy is less as compared to employment. Agriculture provides less employment, more employment as compared to other sectors. So agriculture, which is the backbone of the Indian economy, but its share in the GDP. What is GDP? What is GDP?
Gross domestic product.
Gross domestic product.
And what does it mean? Yes,
तीनों सेक्टर का जो सम अप होता है.
yes. Goods and services produced in a country within a year. So whatever the production is going on, a production का होता है, that is in the 3 sectors, primary, secondary and tertiary. तो उन तीनों को sum up कर देंगे तो that we will get GDP. And that's why nowadays we were just seeing, watching that the government is saying कि GDP हमारा जो है वो reduce हो रहा है. And what is the reason? The reason behind is that is again आपका COVID-19. Because demand come, production come. We have already discussed about this in economics. But now since we are doing in geography, but still, Indian economy, agriculture is a mainstay, but share in GDP are decline trend from 1951. हमने किया था, at the time of independence, 75% people were engaged in agriculture, and धीरे धीरे reduce होते होते now around less than 50% people are GDP जो है आपका reduce हो रहा है. In 2010-11, about 52% of the total workforce was employed by the farm sector. That means 50% of the population depended on agriculture. अब reason is different. The basic reason is, क्या reason है? What is the reason that more people are engaged in the agriculture sector, यानी primary sector पे? Why? Why? What is the reason behind that more people are engaged in agriculture sector? Anybody can? Yes, what happened? That means you are not studying regularly. These are the very common topics. Why more people are engaged in primary sector? Since they are not having employment opportunities in other sector, and agriculture is the most labor absorbing sector, and they are comprised with seasonal and disguised unemployment. So declining share of agriculture in the GDP is a matter of serious concern. More people are engaged, but still share of agriculture in GDP, that is declining. Matter of serious concern, because any decline, कम होना, and stagnation, that is stop, रुक जाना, in agriculture will lead to a decline in other spheres of economy and negative impact for society. So now everybody knows the importance of agriculture. The government of India made concerned efforts to modernize agriculture, and for this they have establishment of Indian Council of Agriculture Research, agricultural universities, veterinary services, and animal rearing, breeding centers, horticulture development, research and development in the field of metrology, and weather forecast. So these steps were given priority for improving Indian agriculture. Apart from this, improving the rural infrastructure, unless and until rural infrastructure will not be developed. And whenever we are talking about the infrastructure, so infrastructure, that is economic and social infrastructure. And economic, when we are talking about the economic infrastructure to development of roads, development of means of transport, communication, along with the power generation, etc. So rural infrastructure was also considered essential for the same. Now you just see this table. What does this say, show? This table shows about 3 sectors. It's a related we have done in the economics also. That is 3 sectors: agriculture, industry, service sector, primary, secondary, tertiary sector. And after that, GDP. Now you just see 10th 5-year plan, which was started in 2002 to 2007. Agriculture में GDP देखिए 1.7%. Industries 8.3%. This is in your book also. Services 9%. And overall जब आपने mean निकाला उसका, that means 7.2%. So it is clear that though the GDP growth rate is increasing over the years, 7.2 से 8.2 हुआ, 9 हुआ, which we are target 9 and 9.5. Yet it is not generating sufficient employment opportunities in the country, and especially growth rate in agriculture. That is alarming situation. And the main reason that today still Indian farmers are facing a big challenge from international competition. And international competition क्या है? They have to compete with the world also. And our government is going ahead with the reduction in the public investment in agriculture. Because nowadays we are living in a globalized world. And globalized world means that we are integrated our economy with the world economy. And Indian farmers are not able to compete with international because WTO के rules हैं. WTO, that is World Trade Organization. And World Trade Organization, they have made rules in favor of developed nations. Like last year we have studied one word, that is subsidy. Due to this subsidy, cost of production of farmers will be reduced, because when he is getting subsidies on fertilizers or any other thing, but when they are in competition in globalized world, our farmers, our government has withdrawn the subsidy. But if we will compare it with international, like America के साथ compare करते हैं, तो American government did not withdraw the subsidy. So automatically their prices are very less, and Indian farmers are not able to compete with the farmers of US. So reduction in import duties on agriculture products, that is also harmful to agriculture in the country. Why? Because when we are getting agricultural products on lower prices, so automatically where will Indian farmers go? farmers are withdrawing their investment from agriculture since उनको no investment. Agriculture causing a downfall in the employment in agriculture. And this is the reasons you just see that Indian farmers are committing suicides in several states of the country because they are having lots of problems. And land under agriculture is decreasing. So where will the farmers go? So now today we'll discuss only these topics. Now again you all have closed the video. What is the reason? So if you are having any doubt about this, you can ask anything. Is it clear the topic? Topic is clear to you? Any queries related with this? Or shall I ask the question? Yes. Anything else? So one by one, you can just share your points regarding this. Yes, first open your videos. Yes, Aditya, you just started. Unmute yourself and tell me about a recap of the content which we have already discussed.
Ma'am, first we learn about the technological reforms, then about Bhudan and Gramadan.
So now you just tell me about the institutional reforms. Only institutional reforms you will tell.
Institutional reforms are the reforms that are basic item.
Any other? Anyone else? Srishti? Srishti Sharma? Srishti? Yes. Whenever we are talking about the institutional reform, the institutional reforms related with
Bring improvement in
agriculture.
no. When we are talking about the only institutional reforms, agriculture kya? Agriculture, the overall agriculture. Basically,
Collectivization.
I'm not asking about the what are. I'm asking institutional reforms related with
Land.
land. Yes, it is related with the land reforms. Another name of institutional reform is called land reforms. So what type of land reforms introduced by the government and in which year? Yes, Atharv.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, tell me about land reforms introduced by government and in which year?
मैम 1914 1950 में institutional reform और 1960s to 1970 technological reforms,
Okay,
and then in
okay. Hold on. I'm asking about and what are the land reforms introduced? Which were the land reforms introduced by the government? Which land reforms were introduced by the government?
Ma'am, first 5-year plan.
First 5-year plan में तो introduce किए गए थे, but what type of land reforms were introduced? अभी तो आप बोल रहे थे.
किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड.
हाँ, किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड आपका लास्ट में आया था, कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव लैंड डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम में आ गया. हाँ जी, कलेक्टिवलाइजेशन एंड
Operation.
Consolidation.
कंसोलिडेशन, वेरी गुड. और
जमींदार्स वाला.
जमींदार क्या?
Abolition of zamindar.
जमींदारी सिस्टम. यस, वेरी गुड. नेक्स्ट. अब नाउ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द इंस्टीट्यूशन के बाद कौन सा आता है? टेक्नोलॉजिकल रिफॉर्म. तो व्हाट वर द टेक्नोलॉजिकल रिफॉर्म्स? ओनली इन वन वर्ड.
Related to technology.
related to technology. That means introduction of कौन सी टेक्नोलॉजी इंट्रोड्यूस की गई थी? Which technology was introduced?
Modern farming method.
Yes, modern farming methods. That is package technology. जिसमें combination of HYVC seeds related, which you have already done in 9th class. The story of village Palampur. There was a picture. Remember? Machinery, irrigation facilities. So that's why it is called package technology. And after that, another जो आपका comprehensive program जो था, overall development, that is introducing दोनों, including of institution and आपका technology. That was introduced in 1980s to 1990. And now I want to ask one question. And that is, do you think that India requires another green revolution? This is thinking based question. Do you think that India requires another green revolution? Yes? अब आपको पता होना चाहिए, अब आपके जो एग्जाम्स होंगे उसमें ऐसे ही क्वेश्चंस आएंगे. स्टेट क्वेश्चन बुक से ज्यादा आपको थिंकिंग बेस्ड, understanding. Do you think that India requires anyone else? Yes. Anyone else? Yes, Piyush, you just tell me about. Does India require another green revolution? Okay, Piyush.
Yes.
Why?
Ma'am, because the GDP of agriculture is decreasing time to time.
Yes, agriculture GDP is decreasing time to time. Any other points you want to say? Any other students? Piyush, I asked you about this. Yes, Piyush. Soumya. Akshay.